Hey, Grand Rising, everybody. Thanks for jumping on. I appreciate it. My name is Eric, coming in from Columbia, South Carolina, and this is National Business Builders. I'm a financial strategist, and I'm here to share with you six simple tips and strategies to improve your cash flow. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, if you're seeing this video for the first time, make sure you like it, make sure you share it, and make sure you actually comment. Let me know where you're coming in from. Once again, I'm in Columbia, South Carolina. And if you find anything in this video interesting and you want to get with me, make sure you check out the link in my description or the link in the bio so you can see how you can get started to improve your cash flow right now. So we also have Sunday calls, free webinars every Sunday. You can go to www.nationalbb.net/events to register for the free webinars where we talk about how to improve and increase your cash flow. Now, let's talk about cash flow. Cash flow is the amount of money that we have left over after all of our expenses are paid. Most people refer to it as living paycheck to paycheck. People say that they're living paycheck to paycheck. That's because they don't have enough cash flow. The cash is not flowing into their homes. That means that they have more month than money. See, most people don't have an income problem. Most people have a cash flow problem. Having a cash flow problem means that you are making money, but you may not be getting paid at certain times. Let's say, for example, the rent is due on the first, but you don't get paid until the seventh. Well, if your rent is due on the first and you don't get paid until the seventh, and it's late on the fifth, then that means that you have the money to pay it. You just don't have it right now. So you have a cash flow problem because whatever happened in the last 30 days before that, it led to be able to not be able to pay your rent or your bills on time. That's a cash flow problem. So most people in America don't have a money problem. Most people have a cash flow problem. So let's break this thing down. Once again, cash flow is the amount of money that we have left over after all of our expenses are paid. And to be honest with you, most people have more month than money. They have more bills than money. They have more financial obligations than money. So what I want to do is I want to share with you 6 simple tips, very simple, to improve your cash flow. Now, if you're taking notes, I want you guys to write this down. The first tip, number one, is W-4 correction. If you have a job, if you work a job where they take taxes out of your check, you want to really consider correcting your W-4. The W-4 is the form that you get when you tell your employer how much money to take out of your check in taxes. You fill this form out when you first get a job, but that's it. Most people don't even revisit the form. The problem is because you don't revisit the form, you end up not looking at it anymore. You go on your business, go about your business, working that job, yada yada yada, getting the benefits, getting PTO, getting the sick days. Yet you are overpaying taxes. If you want to increase your cash flow, the first step is to look at your W-4. Now, some people like refunds, and you have to understand that if you are liking a refund, that means that you don't want to touch your W-4. Continue to live paycheck to paycheck. Don't increase your cash flow that way. If you like getting a refund, then that's not something that you want to do. But correcting your W-4 will lower the amount of taxes that are coming out of your check. Okay, correctly filling it out. When you do that, you'll see an increase in your take-home pay, and now you're going to increase your cash flow. Before you even talk about budgeting, guys, before you even start this conversation about creating a budget, you have to capture the money, and that's the first place you start. That's the W-4. So now that's the first tip. Okay, correct that W-4. Most people have not revisited that thing in a long time. Got to get the coffee. Most people haven't revisited it in a long time. So first tip, correct the W-4. Increase the amount of money that stays in. Money saved is money made, right? The second tip, minimizing your expenses. Not telling you what to do with your money. That would be the last thing that I would do. But what I will tell you is that we pay and buy things that we don't need. We are emotional spenders. We do things. We buy subscriptions. We pay for things like Netflix. Netflix has gone up from, I remember it was like $7.99. Now the premium is like $22.99. So we pay for things that we're not able to use on a regular basis, to include things like cable, to include things like eating out several days a week. If you can cut back, not stop, if you can minimize, not stop, some of the expenses that we have, then we can actually keep more of our money. If we can minimize our expenses, our cash flow goes up. We increase the amount of money that stays home, and now we're not living paycheck to paycheck. Just a little bit of discipline. Okay. So now, third, the third step, or the third tip, consider this. Everybody's not going to feel me when I say this. Everybody's not going to receive this or agree with this. But taxes are our biggest expense. Taxes are our biggest expense ever. Okay. I don't care what you do. If you pay all your debt off, completely debt free, you have to pay taxes. You're going to pay taxes based off of how much money you make. You're going to pay taxes off of what you buy. You go to work, you get taxed, you get paid. Then you're going to go to the grocery store, you're going to get taxed. Then you're going to go to the gas station, you get taxed. You buy clothes, you get taxed. You go out to eat, you get taxed. You get taxed, you get taxed, you get taxed, you get taxed. So it's going to be beneficial that you understand how to legally lower your taxes. Lowering your taxes is lowering an expense. And you do that by starting a home-based business. A lot of people are not going to agree with me. Okay, I got it. It's cool. It's all right. But having a home-based business is going to open yourself up to hundreds of tax deductions, legal tax deductions, much, much more than just working a job. So now, when you get a home-based business, you now have yourself an opportunity to play with the big boys and girls in corporate America. Don't think about a home-based business like a traditional business. A home-based business is something that you work from home. There's several opportunities out there to do home-based businesses. Whether you decide to start something yourself, you're selling something, or whether you decide to partner with a marketing company. A lot of people out there doing beauty care. A lot of people out there doing healthcare. A lot of people out there doing travel. They're doing things like that. Me, myself, I do financial education. That's the home-based business that my wife and I decided to connect with. So we do financial education. That's our home-based business. We teach and share financial education. We have financial products and services that we share with people to help them to improve their personal and also the business finances. So that is going to help you and position you to understand how you can lower your taxes. Don't just start the home-based business, though. Understand that you have to know the common tax deduction things that you can write off. Most of the businesses won't do that, especially if you start something on your own. Maybe you started crafting. Maybe during the pandemic or even before you started crafting. When you got your heat press, you got your cutter, you're making t-shirts, you're making tumblers, you're making whatever it is that you're doing, but you don't know the tax deductions. You have to understand that. Understanding the common tax deductions, that is going to help you to lower your taxes to include record keeping. So there is a responsibility level, but if you're looking to improve your cash flow and keep and stop living paycheck to paycheck, that's just a tip. Okay, so we got W-4 correction, we got minimizing your expenses, and then starting that home-based business to keep more of your money and lower your taxes and your lifestyle. And I just want to add one more thing. A home-based business is going to help you to write off a lot of the things that you're going to pay for anyway, like the cell phone that you're probably watching this on, like some of the meals that you're going to eat anyway, some of the driving that you're going to do, the travel that you're going to do as far as taking trips, driving in your vehicle, and even watch this, even hiring your kids instead of getting an allowance. You're going to take care of your kids anyway. So why not understand how to write it off and lower your expenses and keep more of your money? Stop living paycheck to paycheck. That's the third thing. The fourth tip is repairing your credit. And by the way, guys, if you're just jumping on, we teach all these things. We give you all this information. Repairing your credit. There are about 100 million people, in this country who have a credit score of less than 650. I just learned that there were about 55 million people who have a credit score of less than 750. No matter where you fall, understand this. A low credit score means high interest rates. It doesn't mean that you can't you can still finance, you can still use your credit, but you're going to pay for it 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, sometimes even 5. So the lower your credit score and the more dings on your credit report, the higher your interest rates are going to be. If you're paying high interest rates, then that means that you're losing valuable money, cash flow, right? So what you want to do is you want to repair your credit, you want to build it, and you want to maintain it. I did not say fix your credit. Fixing your credit means that you're only going to probably address the payment history. We're talking about all 5 factors of your credit score, and this is going to help you to understand how to improve your cash flow. Once again, better credit, less less financing, less interest rates, more money in your pocket. You're in good shape. Okay. The fifth tip is to minimize your debt. Now, this is what I want you to understand. I didn't say eliminate your debt because before you can eliminate it, you have to manage it. Before you can manage it, you have to understand how eliminating debt works, how getting that debt down works. Before you can get out of debt, you have to create more cash flow and or more income. Okay. You cannot get out of debt with the same money that got you into debt. What am I talking about? Real simple. Thanks for the rose. I appreciate it. Real simple. If you are currently making $50,000 a year and you have $200,000 in debt, and that's not far fetched, that means that throughout time, you've accumulated debt, just like people live in a house and they accumulate things. Over time, you've accumulated debt, but your income has not gone up drastically, but you're still accumulating debt. So now you're making 50,000, maybe $75,000 a year. You got $200,000 in debt, and you're saying, "Well, I need to get out of debt. I'm going to create a debt elimination plan. I'm going to go buy one of these um, Ray Damsey's uh, success books on how to get out of debt." But you have to understand, you have to increase your cash flow or create some more income to get out of debt. You also have to shift your mindset. Getting out of debt is a emotional thing. So when you understand the first two, W-4 correction and minimizing your expenses, that's gonna that's gonna create some cash flow. Okay, not income. That's gonna free up some money that you already have. Okay, once you do that, you now have the money to start minimizing your debt. Just an example. And once you start to lower that debt and control that debt, you're gonna have more money. Okay, you're gonna have more money. You can actually go back and still, once again, your cash flow is gonna increase as you lower your debt. Your credit score is gonna go up automatically. And now what happens is you have more money to play with. You just increase your cash flow. Real simple, right? The sixth tip, the sixth final tip is investing. Understanding how to invest, not just how to invest, but why you should invest. Investing in the plainest example that I can use. I have 1 penny and I turn that 1 penny into $1. Multiplication, exponents. We have to understand that our money has to grow. Right now, many people are adding their money, and they're adding their money using their time. So as I trade my time for money, I am just adding money. But when you invest, you're looking for a return on your investment, a larger return. So it doesn't necessarily have to mean that you're putting your money in the stock market. It doesn't necessarily have to mean that you're putting your money in you're trading with Forex. It doesn't have to necessarily mean that you're putting it in any particular thing, but you want to find something that you can do that you understand that is going to make your money grow. Now, one tip that I'm going to give about investing, okay? I want y'all to be clear on this. This is not to take any money out of anybody's pocket. This is not to sound like a hater, but Bitcoin is not an investment. I said that slowly. So everybody who is coming into your messenger, everybody who's sliding into your DMs, Bitcoin is not an investment. It is an asset. It's two different things. Okay. Not saying that it's bad. Digital currency is cool. I like it. I'm with it. But people are offering it to you as an investment, and it's not. What is an investment is a business. And the best investment that anybody can make is in themselves. So if you found some value in what I'm saying, definitely make sure you reach out to me. If you're on YouTube and you see this, or you're on Facebook and you see this, click the link in the description to get started. www.nationalbb.net to start implementing these 6 tips to improve your cash flow. We also have a free webinar. We have a free webinar every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All you have to do is go to www.nationalbb.net/events. You can actually find that in the link in the description, and you can go to the events and you can register for the class. What is the class going to talk about? It's going to talk about these things, but it's going to talk about in more detail you'll be able to get off of this platform and you'll be able to go over there and see and ask questions. We can have a live conversation. If you have some concerns, you can address those concerns. See, right now, many people seeing this video on whatever platform you're on, you can't talk back. It's going to be hard. You can't ask questions. You're limited to the amount of characters that you can put in the responses. Uh, the platforms are going to block certain things. So now you get an opportunity to put a face with a name and you can actually see some information. It's going to make sense. Everybody learns differently. So every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, there's a free webinar. There's only 25 slots. So I strongly encourage that you take advantage of the free information that is being shared so you can actually understand how to properly apply these things to your finances. So, guys, I am going to go ahead and call this a day on my YouTube side. Guys, listen, if you are not following us on YouTube, definitely go to our link in our bio, click on the link tree, scroll down, follow us on YouTube. You'll see this video and a couple other videos. Trying to build my YouTube channel up, and we can actually start building together. Like I always say, you know better. That's when you have the ability to do better. And the only knowledge that's powerful is properly applied knowledge. My name is Eric, coming out of Columbia, South Carolina, and this is National Business Builders. This is the Financial Strategist. I'll see you all at the top because there's too many people struggling at the bottom. Peace.